Hey everyone, and in this video, I will be showing you how to use PapyrusAI to help your students write. To begin, go ahead and click on one of these buttons that corresponds with your school. For this example, I'm going to be clicking on El Sol. After you click on your designated location, if you don't have an account, go down here where it says need an account and click on sign up. Once you click on sign up, go ahead and follow the instructions to create your account. If you already have an account, you can either sign in by typing your email and password here, or sign in with Google. In this example, I'm going to sign up with Google because it's just faster. Once you have signed in or signed up, you will now see this page, which is the dashboard. Now, this is where you will be able to create a course. To create a course, go ahead and look at the top right of your screen and click on the Create Course button. Once you have clicked on it, you'll see some information that you have to fill out. The course name and the sign-up code is mandatory, whereas the year, term, section, and teaching assistant is all optional. For the course name, be sure to name it something relevant so that your students know that it's your course. I'm going to write something like English 120. Next, this is this course sign-up code, and this is how your students will be able to join the class. Here, I will do ENG123. Next, this is all optional from here on out, so you can click 2025. For the term, you can select one of the options here. For the section and period, you get to do like maybe 2. And for teaching assistant, if you click on this, you will have the ability to type in the emails of who you want to have admin privileges on this course. I'm not going to click on it for now because there are some private information here, so I will refrain from that for now. Once you are satisfied with all of your options, go ahead and click on Save and Publish. Alright, the course is created, and as you can see on our dashboard, we have English 120 by me, the instructor, and I will be showing you how it would look like on the student's POV. Alright, now what you see on my screen right now is the student's point of view. As you can see, I cannot create a course, but I have an option to join a course. So have your students click on this and enter the sign-up code that you created earlier in the video. For this example, it's going to be ENG123, and once you have entered the code, go ahead and click on Join Course. And as you can see, I am a student and I have successfully enrolled in English 120, showing that the instructor is Brian Fan, which is me. Now we are back at the teacher's point of view, and I will show you how to edit a course and create some modules. First, to edit a course, hover over the 3 dots that is on your course. Once you click on it, you will see there are options to edit the course and duplicate the course. If you don't see the 3 dots that I am showing, give PapyrusAI some time to load your course because it may take some time for the system to process a new course. So let's go ahead and click on Edit the Course and see what you can do here. Once you click on Edit the Course, you will see that you will be able to edit the information that you originally put. So say your sign-up code isn't working anymore, you somehow lost it or forgot it. This is how you would be able to see it again or change it if needed. You can also remove or add some new teaching assistants, change the terms. You can do whatever you want here. And once you're done, you can either save and publish or delete the entire course itself. Next, I will show you how to duplicate the course. Simply go over to the 3 buttons again, click on it, click on the duplicate option, and you will now have to enter the new course name, a sign-up code, and be sure to activate the course. So as you can see, it'll ask for this, and it'll also copy over all the modules and settings in case you don't want to do it all over again. Next, I'll show you how to create some modules. This is important because this is how PapyrusAI will directly help your students. To begin, go to your course and click on the button that says Modules. Next, go look at the top right of your screen and you should see the Create Module button. Once you click on that, it'll now ask you to provide the module name and the module description. Be sure to give a good name and description to not confuse your students. Here, I will type something like History Essay, maybe spell history correctly. And for the description, I'll put in PapyrusAI will help you with your writing. Next, I will be showing you how to add some prompts. This is very important because this is how PapyrusAI knows how to help your students. To begin, go ahead and find the Add Prompt button and click on it. Next, you will now be told to select a folder. The pinned ones that you see right now are the ones created by a research team in case you want something quick. So I'm going to be clicking on drafting. And as you can see, there is a lot of prompts here. What the prompts basically do is it tells PapyrusAI what its main focus is. This is a topic called prompt engineering, and if I click on this, it'll tell PapyrusAI focus on supporting a claim. Once we click on that, as you can see, the module prompt is right here, and you can actually read what prompt engineering is and how we were actually telling PapyrusAI what to do. Additionally, you can add more than one prompt to make it more effective, so I can add counter arguments to make it stronger, and yeah. One thing to remember is that the prompts that you select will be the prompts that are only available to your students. So make sure that you pick ones that you really think will help your students. After you have selected all the prompts that you want, go ahead and click on Save and Publish. Next, we are now ready to begin talking to PapyrusAI. For this next part, we are switching back to the student's point of view to show how you can interact with PapyrusAI. Keep in mind, teachers can also do this, but I believe it is more useful to show how a student will do this. To begin, the student will now see, I had to refresh, will now see the module that is available. The student can either access the module through the button right here, the button on the left, or it'll be displayed on this tab that says Available Modules. Go ahead and have your students click on Begin Modules to talk to PapyrusAI. Additionally, go ahead and click on the Start Conversation to actually start talking to PapyrusAI. Next, your students will be able to select what prompt they want to use. These are the same two prompts that we selected last time. I will be clicking on Supporting a Claim, and now let's ask Papyrus. As you can see, we give Papyrus the instructions. Papyrus is now analyzing it, and now it is ready to go. It'll begin by asking you some basic questions. What are you trying to work on? What's the topic and genre? I will say I am writing an argumentative essay about why trees are important. All right, sounds like a great topic. Can you tell me the main arguments and claims? Why you think these are important? I'll just give one claim, which is trees are important because they provide oxygen. And as you can see, PapyrusAI will say that is a strong claim, but will encourage your students to think more about it to generate more ideas or stronger arguments. This is one of PapyrusAI's features. As you can see, this one is trying to generate some more ideas to help your students. PapyrusAI also has other features to help proofread your essays, so your students can copy and paste it here. This one is generating ideas, and there's a lot of stuff, so feel free to explore. Next, I will show you how to download conversations. This may be important because as a teacher, you might show a good example of how to interact with PapyrusAI. So if I want to show my students this exact conversation, all you have to do is click on the three dots right here at the top right of your screen and click download. Once you click download, you'll be able to save it, open this. As you can see, it is a transcript of all the conversations that has happened. Next, I will show you how to delete some conversations. As you can see, we are still in the student's point of view, but teachers can do it as well. To delete a conversation, go ahead and click on the trash bin right here. It'll also show you, would you like to delete the conversation as a confirmation, but instructors can still see deleted conversations. So go ahead and click cancel or submit. Once you click submit, it'll be officially deleted. Before we end the video, I want to show you guys how you can download some reports to see Papyrus AI's conversation with your students. To do so, go and look at the left side of your screen and find Reports. Go ahead and click on that tab. Give it a second for the course to pop up, and as you can see, it has popped up. Let's click on it and see what it shows. As you can see, we are able to select 2 students. It's a little bit confusing because I have the same name, but this is the instructor account and this is the student account. So let's go ahead and click on the student account and see their conversations. Now it'll show the course, the module, how many conversations there were, and the date that it was last accessed. Let's go ahead and see the conversations by clicking on List Conversations. Now, as you can see, Papyrus AI tells you that this is a deleted conversation, but you can still view it. So this is important so that you can moderate your students to make sure they are using Papyrus AI appropriately. As you can see, we have the full chat history that I showed you before, where it says, I am writing an essay, trees are important because they do this. So that's how you are able to get reports of Papyrus AI to check out your students' conversations. Next, I will show you Papyrus AI text-to-speech option. As you can see, next to my name and next to Papyrus' name, we have 2 icons, one to play and one to copy. If you click on copy, it'll copy the text so that you can paste it somewhere, but the play will make a robotic voice narrate the speech bubble right here. So let's see what happens when we click play.
That's a strong claim. Let's think more about it. What makes you believe this claim is true? Can you explain how trees provide oxygen?
And as you can see, the speech bubble gets narrated and you're able to listen to the audio of it. That'll be all for the video. I hope this was super helpful, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to our research team. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.